Hello, mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Probably testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh. Okay, this is interesting. Oh, let's see. This is interesting. Wow. Okay. This is interesting. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so now we are kind of live, right? Okay. Jimmy, this is interesting. We need to add one more thing here. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so now we are kind of live. Right? Jimmy. This is interesting. We need to add one more thing here. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so now we are kind of live. Right? Jimmy. This is interesting. Move that over there. Okay. Need to add one more thing here. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so now we are kind of live. Right. Maybe 300. Let's go. Move that over there. Okay. Need to add one more thing here. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so now we are kind of live. Right. You know what? Let's do this. 300. Let's go. Let's do 250. That here. Add one more thing here. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so now we are kind of live. Right. Okay, so welcome to the second, I guess you can say number 2 to DevLogs to Project Phoenix. Sorry, I'm gonna close this here, and welcome to my name. Well, I'm Late Night, and you're watching the Late Night Game Dev channel. I really hope that this I actually got a new pole stand. So I can just kind of talk in a much more natural position. I had this little stand, and just kind of leaning over and trying to talk is kind of difficult, a little bit hard, and so yeah, so currently right now, so what do you have so far, right? So initially we had, right? We actually had, the ideas of what we're going to be making for the game, 2D side-scroll shooter, but we're going to want to make it a little more interesting. But for right now, we're just going to go with the minimum viable product over here. We did a little bit of brainstorm in the last one. And I apologize if the audio was not great for the last one because, it was just a little bit more difficult. Yeah. So, yeah, it was just like I think this is my first time actually doing a live stream on YouTube, so I just try to figure out where's the audio going to be. So folks, do let me know if you can't hear me talking or it's just a bit too loud. I'm always going to try to adjust and make sure that things are nice and dandy. Right, so we got the ideas, got the basics down, and now we're going to try to do implementation. When I say implementation, it's like, our goal is to try to get it to be a minimum, some sort of playable state, right? That way we can actually, prototyping, so that we can actually be able to, how would you say it? get feedback, see how it is, see the public perception of it. And for those of you who do not know, I have, yes, I joined 2 game jams, but I don't really have that much experience. I am not artist. I don't go to a gaming school per se. The only thing I do have is that I am a, software developer engineer in testing. So my main focus is testing, but yeah, right now I'm just trying to see how viable this is game development. At this point, I know the competition is going to be really tough, but I just wanted to try and come up with a great product. I do think it's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to be able to just really say, hey, I did something, I accomplished something, during my time. Not just kind of waiting for something to happen for me, but rather utilizing this time to be able to have done something. It's as if you imagine if a recruiter is asking you. I mean, for me, truth to be told, I'm currently right now, I was laid off in last August, so I've been looking around to try to get jobs and all that fun stuff, and so rather than just hoping that somebody will hire me, I'm really just wanting to see if there's a place and build a community that will that enjoys great games, right? And what I do hope is that this game I'm going to create, though it's a classic, tons of people play it. It's like their first game on many different consoles, from the old ones to the latest one. This is really a classic, but I wanted to give it a twist. And right now it's just, we're going to build out the basic core features. Player movements. So last time we did player movement, and I'm going to show you here. All right. So I'm using Godot. Godot is a very good engine to learn from. I would say though is that there's a bunch of tutorials out there. It's great for learning. It's great for learning. It's also great for doing your own small development, and it's one thing that one of the game engines I know more today, rather than a more popular one like Unity or Unreal Engine, right? I don't know C++. With Unity, I do have some reservations about it, but that's a topic for another day. So right now what we got here is, if you can see, I hit the display button, right? We got player movements here, of course, right? We don't got any shooting capabilities. We don't have, any of that real interesting, player enemy interaction. And so until this time, what I'm going to try to do is I am going to try to first make the enemy move, and 2, have the enemy actually. Yeah, first and move, and the player shooting at the enemy. And then what I do encourage folks is that you want to start small, building the features, the pieces, because games in itself lends to actually really, this game is essentially a system, right? It's great if you can compartmentalize aspects of it. Like in this diagram I have here, right? There's a gameplay, what the characters are, there's a sound aspect, and there's your audience, right? It helps to kind of divide things into manageable chunks. But that being said, All right, let's see here. Okay, so going back to Godot, so we do have here. Let's take a look. Oh, the scripts. Okay, so you know, we currently right now. Okay, we got some directions. We're printing off the positions. So we kind of figure it out. What is it? How's it doing it? So we just go ahead and delete. Okay, delete those so you don't clutter up space. Move and slide. And let's see. For the enemy. Right. I'm going to go ahead and create an enemy. Create a new script called enemy.godot. And so what do I want to do with the enemy? Okay. So in under process. Oh, one thing I did forget is that for those of you who are not necessarily an artist, or vice versa, right? If you're an artist, there are a lot of tutorials that can help you kind of get started on and how to build games. For those of you who are not more, there's different languages like C#. There's the C# version of Godot that you can use. But right now what we're using is GD script, which is a more closer to Python scripting languages. With like, but it has they have their own little flavor, like functions, that they do. But you sometimes will see this kind of notation is pretty similar, pretty similar to Python. So I do think I learned Java, C#, Python, JavaScript, and TypeScript. Those other languages. When you become older and you have done through development, testing or development for a while, it's not necessarily you could be a specialist in one language, or you could be like jack of all trades, or a combination, right? So for me right now, Python is I'm kind of knowing more Python than all the other languages because of what I've kind of used. All right, so let's see here. Funct underscore process delta of a float. So accept the delta. So underscore process is really it's the frames. So this function is always going to constantly be being called. And when you see this script for any other enemies, characters, right, it's going to try to draw that for every frame. So what we want to do here is we want to move this character. Move this character. Let's just say, maybe up, down, left, and right. Right, up, down, left, and right. So what we're gonna do is we're going to look into our character sprite, right? So we have a speed, constant speed. Okay, so it's kind of a little bit similar. The speed, we'll copy this and go into the script. The constant of the speed equals to 300, right? And in a better way, we are probably going to should get something of its position, right? So let's see, we're going to get the window here. And so okay, what I've done is I've get the window size. So again, I want to bound this within the composition of the window. And what we want to do is we just want to get the position of this guy, and perhaps also the position of this guy. And so let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and test this out. Right. Oh, okay, so it's, okay, so even if I'm moving my character around, it's still in the same spot over here. So let's cancel that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to try to move its velocity direction around. Okay, so yeah, unlike our character body 2D, right, we're controlling the character, but this is now an enemy AI is actually controlling the character, right? So if it, so in a beautiful way, you know what, let's copy this whole thing. Let's go and take a look. Script. Ooh, okay. So, expected indentation. Ooh, looks like got some issues. Different particle velocity is not declared. Okay. So our enemy. So what was that? This means? Okay, so we need to have collision shape 2D. We'll attach it to an enemy. Shape. We're going to grab rectangle 2D. Let's go here. So, okay. So now, collision shape throughout the knowledge, child. Static body 2D, character body 2D. Okay. So you know what? Let's go ahead. Okay. Static body 2D. And what does this say? That can't be moved by external force. When moved manually, it doesn't affect other bodies in its path. Okay. Okay. Great. Awesome. So now let's stop complaining about it. Oh. So we are going to, okay, so let's say physics, new physics material, constant line. Oh. Okay. So let's see, rectangle shape. Let's go 50 by 50. And the reason why I go 50 by 50 is because we wanted to really be aligned with this. And transform 724. 724. Oh, negative. Okay. 270. So we're going to do that. Oh, okay. So what is going on? Should I do 0, 0? Oh, interesting. Okay. So what just happened there, right? All right. So this is kind of a classic example of like things that during my doing this game jam a couple weeks ago, right? I was actually helping to design the world for a game called a short game called I Just Work Here, and we're doing a 2.5D, and I being a generalist was working on multiple things, and I kind of gotten some of the positioning messed up, right? And so because of the way I'm parenting this, right? Parenting, hey, the sprite, the static body, and the collision. It seems like if I, because of its positions already been here, anything more changes is going to be, I don't know if the word multiplied. It's gonna add it to it. So you move it to this position from 0, 0 here all the way to here, and you add in more, right? Because you're thinking like, oh, okay, you know what, start from here, I should move it here. It's going to be more additive, or additive or subtractive, right? So it's going to impact the scaling, the implementation. So just be careful when you do this kind of thing. I had a great, our main developer told me about it. It's like, hey, you kind of been, shape is a bit wonky, so go ahead and make sure that it changes, do the changes. And this also applies to scaling too. Right, so that being said, if I go ahead and play this, I think, oh, directions not declared. Okay, going back to script. Okay. Alright, so what I think of right now is I'm going to go ahead and pause this. Right, I'm going to pause this, save this. Oh, okay. So here, let me show you this something. So for those of you who haven't worked in Godot, right? So why you're getting in this error? You're getting this error is because you're trying to save it while it's actually running in the background. So Godot, in my understanding, is that Godot actually will lock this down so that you can't make any changes. So the way you resolve this, right, is you go ahead and you stop it, and then you go ahead and save. Just one common thing. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to comment that line of code, and what I expect to see is like there's some sort of like collision between the two objects. Yeah, see? Now I can't, I cannot touch. I can't move this. I can touch it, but I cannot move it because now there's a collision between the two. Okay, so let me go ahead and stop. All right. So that's great though, but we still need to have it move somehow. So, and let's see. I'm kind of wondering why do I do something like this? Okay, because so in the other code, right, we called velocity. We said velocity, right? And the reason why I said we said velocity was because we're doing player control. But in our thing, right, we don't have a velocity here. So what I'm going to try to do is test out, see what's going on. So let's say I play it, and oh. Okay, interesting. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, so that position -1 of speed. That's gonna always. Well, if it's at position 0, 0. So -300. Okay. Oh, okay. Here, you know what? Let's do this. Try it out. Oh. So, okay, you know what? Let's go and play around with this. We can then say, hey, position 1x minus speed y minus the speed. So I think what we can do, so probably do something like this. So we are reassigning the value. Reassign the value. I mean, if we want to do it like this way here, even this might even better. Hey, let's do it this way, right? Ooh, there we go. We got some movement. Okay. So we now got some movement here, and this is my position, right? But let me go ahead and double check something here. Let me go and check this. Ooh, there we go. Got some movement. Okay. So we now got some movement here. Here, give it 1 second. So, so wait, does this? 1 second. Hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that this actually is working. I'm actually right now watching a stream of myself. Wait, does this? Hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that this actually is working. I'm actually right now watching a stream of myself. Okay. All right. So now we got removing the position of it. Okay. So apologies. So, but you know what? I want to make sure that, hey, that I'm doing things correctly. So, you know, I could always go ahead and Google things up. And that's the power of like, you know, open source projects. Like you've got, once you've got a community who really cares about, you know, the stuff that they do, and they want to provide help, and you know, they're probably going to get a lot of questions being asked. Might as well, you know, be able to Google that and stuff. So let's just say, hey, moving sprite enemy sprites Godot 4. So it says, hey, how to make an enemy move. Yep, and add animations, animate. Oh, okay. Interesting. Wow, December. Wow, this is like 6 years. No. Interesting. Okay. Let's extend sprite. That's So, you know what? I'm curious. What does sprite 2D have? Frame rates. Okay. Okay. Okay, you know what? Okay, you know what? I think this is probably just good for right now. You know, so we're gonna get move. This character will be moving. But I think what we're gonna do is we want to go back to the script and oh, come on, oh, okay. Let's see. So it's a movement of 1. You know what? Movement of 1. What we can do, I think what we can do is move it. That's the X direction, right? X direction is this direction. Okay, so probably just moving 1 up and down. You know what? To make it easier, up and down, right? So we're not going to change this. Rather, I'm going to say, hey, if you're okay, so if you are right position, right? Okay, so let me think about this. Supposedly, I would think, hey, sorry about that. So here's a nice way of thinking, right? Well, okay, well, since I got the windows here, you know, when I get the view, I want it to move up and down, right? Okay, maybe I should, you know, write another if condition and say, you know, hey, you know, if, it's next, right? So 1 up and down, so I don't care about that. Why don't I just say, hey, you know, if position is greater than the window, then you know, I am going to down's increasing, right? Then you know you would you want to do something like, oh hey, +1, right? +1, or hey, this one is -1, right? Let's move that here. And I think you're gonna get a problem that's gonna be like, I think more like this. It's not moving, right? Technically, it is moving, but it's stuck in that same position, I believe. Oh, position Y. Oh, if Y is less than. Oh, okay. So it's actually not this problem. If Y, position Y is greater than 0, let's do this. Okay, here we go. Right? Now, let's do Y is less than this. Right? You get this thing going on. Right? Yep. So, what just happened here, right? You have a situation where you're within this range and you are, you know, your Y, the position of Y is greater, right? Greater than 0, like greater than this, but it's also less, yeah, if condition of it being less than, you know, the max window of a Y, the rectangle, right? So because it's within this range. That's what you're telling it. So that's why it's actually, you know, just stuck in the middle. It's going up, going down, going up, going down, and it cancels out each other out. Right. So what we're going to do is, I think what we're going to do. So even let's say like this way, you do something like this. Like this. Yeah, it's it doesn't help it, because this condition, now you're tying this condition to this condition if it's as long as y is greater than 0, and that's why it's going to go forward and off the screen. So what we're going to do, I think it's probably a good time to call another function, create a method called move up and down. Right. And I think the reason why we want to create another function is to kind of, maybe not another function is a good idea, but instead maybe do something like a variable called hit top, right? And we can say set equal to false. So we have a boolean here, and so what we're going to do, we're going ahead and actually put a condition. So we try to create like something like a toggle condition, where that, hey, if it hits a certain point, then you keep it moving. And I think what we're gonna do, maybe also break this up. So let me think about this. Okay. So, right, if position dot y is equal or less than 0, then we want to say, hey, you now hit the top, right? Hit the top. So we set it to true, right? Now, so if and so when it hits the top, right, we don't want it to hit the true. So we probably, so if it's true and not of true is false, so this whole expression would be false. So you wouldn't hit this, right? And what we can say is, oh, sorry, excuse me. Hit the top part. Would not hit the top part. Let's see. Assignment is not allowed, so I'll probably do it this way. There we go. Okay. Okay. So probably need an air condition. Ooh. Alright. So the y in, if it's, let's see, what is it? If it's greater or equal to window dot y, right? Hit square top is equal to false, right? Because when we go down, right, this is hit the top part. This is going to be hit the bottom, right? And the way they do their thing, I guess, their thing is really going to be, just So this is like, oops, this way. Oh, this way here. This one on your guys' screen is that it's going to be 0 to plus, 0, negative, right? So, and that's for the x-axis. The y-axis is 0 to plus. And, if I go up, it'd be negative. So, just, you want to keep that in mind. Oh, man. Ugh, I'm sorry. It's just, cold and whatnot here. Alright, so, let's see. Okay, so if it's greater than 0, I hit top, then, and if it's false, this should run. However, if it's less than that, and if it hits top, then I think you're going negative. So, okay, let's run this through our head, right? So, if it went negative, then it's gonna go hit top. Okay, it says true. So, this one would always be false. I think. So I think there's some issue, but let's go ahead and see what's going on. Alright, cool. So let's make its progress. Going down. And it's gone. Alright. You know what? Let's increase the speed to 25 so we get a bit more faster. Right, so more faster. There you go. Okay. So what is wrong? So it kept increasing, going, and it hits. Oh, that's right. Yep, the if condition here. So it keeps going up and up and up and up. I mean, down and down, down. Come on. Oh, nope. And it's gone. It's gone. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so it's stuck. Okay, let's go keep on testing. Okay, keep it going. Nope. And it's still going. Okay, so what is wrong here, right? So did it position? No. So this one never get executed, but this always does. So if one with negative 0, negative y, plus that equal to 0, hit the top is true. Windows. Okay, so but the problem here is we actually hit the top. Well, we started off its initialization was to hit the top. So okay, so this two don't really matter. Now this one, let's see here. If not false, go down. Okay. Go down. So go down, hits that, right? Oh. Ah, okay. I think I see what the problem is now. The problem is like I think I probably had these two switched. So probably a better notation is hit bottom. Right? Have we hit the bottom? Okay. And so why I'm doing this, right? I'm trying to say hit the bottom, right? Because of what we said earlier. Goes left. Your That's why it goes down, right? What we can do. So if it's not hit the bottom, let's see. This notation, right? I do want to make this something. So if I say, hey, did it hit the bottom? No, that's false, right? Before it was hit top, right? That's true, but now it's false. So we're switching this, and we're making the notation, the assignment more clear. And this is good practice, so that you don't get confused about like what's kind of going on. Uh, you know, labeling things, right? Being organized is key. And now let's see here. Okay, so it's the bottom becomes true. So let's take a look. So it goes down, right? And it just stucks there. Cool. All right. And it's kind of interesting where, hey, if it's not hitting the bottom, right? So let's get a position to that. Then we go ahead and do this. Goes down. Come on. Go up. Go up, and you should be minusing 1. Because okay. Wait. If Y position and okay, so what I got to know is what's going on. Okay, so it's going down. Yelling timber. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. So it looks like we got an issue here. An issue is that, hey, they're both equal, but earlier you're saying less than. So we got to tweak that a little bit more. Let's go ahead and go down. Oh. So it bounced. Yes. And there we go. We got now a flipping. You know, going up, going down, bouncing up and down. Now our enemy, the pink, what's this pink square box? It actually does go ahead and moves up and down. So awesome. Okay, and that's what we call it a day. No, just kidding. What we're going to be doing is, all right. So we did all this bunch of stuff, right? And now we got to think. Okay. You know. Now, do we want it to really go to the top or on the bottom? And I would like it if it doesn't actually make it stick into the screen. You know, but maybe, you know what, at this point we'll have to think about it. We will have to think of what do we want it to, or is this something that, you know, that doesn't really need too much of a thinking at this point. So I'm going to do here instead, I am just right now probably going to stick this since I bought this function built, but I want to be a little more organized. So move up and down. And I'm going to stick this in its own little function. And have this. Instead, we'll call movement up and down. Right? Do I really need to do this? No, I don't need to. But it's at this point, I like to keep a good practice and just, let it move up and down at this point. Now, okay. So, what kind of game is this if we don't I don't know how you say it, if we don't have some sort of interaction between the two, right? So what interaction in this 2D side scroller? It's usually shooting, right? The player gets to shoot stuff from it and out, right? So right now, we go ahead, let's just finish this up and say, hey, let's run this, wow, man, 50, too slow, man. Let's go with speed of oh yeah, I forgot. The speed doesn't correspond to any of this. It doesn't do jack squat. Duh, right? That's why it's moving really slow. So I do 25, but I just say, hey, you know what? Plus minus speed, 25. Exactly. Now we should be moving fast. Oh, snap. Okay. That is... Wait, hold on. Take a look. Oh, and it broke this. And why is that? Let's see what happened here. $25, 10. Oh, and it broke to the top. Okay. So it broke to the top. You know what? I don't think we even need this. Yeah. We're not hit bottom. And then maybe else if. Let's go and run this. There we go. Yep, we just said, so we made it a little more complicated before, which has more conditional. So it's always good to be much more on the easier side of things. Oh, interesting. Oh, looks like my music is not playing. Okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. So now we got it bouncing up and down, well, pretty fast, right? And let's just leave it for now. Okay, let's go and play. Okay, so characters, right? So we got direction, and now we gotta get some input, right? So should we get vector? No, but let's see, input. Let's take a look. Mouse control. Oh, yeah. Is action pressed? String name. Okay, return true when it says present action event in the current frame. Okay, let's take I think this is it. Let's go back to the player. And you know what? And we can just say, hey, is action pressed? What? So right now, I think what we're gonna do is we use the spacebar. You know, spacebar has always kind of been like the shooting button, and you know we could always change it if it doesn't work. But you know, for right now, let's see what is spacebar. Shoot, physical space. So if it's shoot, we're gonna do print shooting. Right. Oh, yeah, go ahead and just ignore that. Oh, wait, what do we have here? Is not found in the base of self. Oh, the input. There you go. So, we got something here, and boom. It's shooting, right? Because I'm pressing spacebar right now. And I'm moving, and I'm, you know, I guess I can be shooting as I'm moving along. So this is what we wanted, right? But right now, nothing's coming out of it. And that's because we gonna have to do something to really spawn in a sprite, and that's gonna be something, right? So what we're gonna do here is, so we got the main scene. What else? Okay, I mean, you know, we're gonna have another sprite. So if you play one of those old games, right, whether it's Mega Man or Mega Man X or, you know, or Call of Duty, right, there's a certain, you know, frame or Metal Slug, you know, just any kind of games, right? When you're shooting, right, it's gonna be a projectile, right, and that projectile needs to be able to say, hey, you know, I am going to, you know, it's a projectile, it's a physical object, it's going to go from the player to you know, to the enemy, to the target, right? And so we in games, we're going to need a couple things. Then first off, we're going to need a sprite animation, not animation, but a sprite, and we're going to need a collision shape. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to say, hey, you know, sprite 2D, and we're going to add, what is it? So let's see. Let's look. What's rigid? Is moved by physics simulation. Okay. Right. So, what are you complaining about? Oh, we need a collision. So, a child, we need a collision shape 2D. And we're going to put in a rectangular shape. Alright. And this rectangular shape is 20 by 20. You know what? Looks of it. seems to be okay. Looks like interesting. Right, so okay, you know what, we'll just keep it the same. The texture of it will be some sort of, again, you know, a placeholder. Oh, and look what we have here. Because at 0, 0, shape, we will have to be at 0, 0. Right? And we're going to name this, you know, projectile 2D. Okay. So, all right. Wait, so what do we gotta do? Okay, well, this projectile, first off, right, when you play this, right, well, let's just go ahead and move this by 100, right, just for demonstration purposes. You see this? Okay, there's absolutely nothing. Okay, pixel 10 by 10. Actually, you know what? 20. Okay, the rectangle is 20. 1 kilogram mass. Right. So if I, you know, I'm guessing if I interact with it, nothing really happens, right? So, what do we do? Okay. So, in games, right, projectiles is usually fired from the player, right? The player's position, and so, you know, where you're not going to be doing anything. I mean, it shouldn't be here. Okay, so you click on the side, it just hides it. It is still there, just not visible at this moment. So, go ahead and say, okay, so now we hit projectile. We go back to our script. And what we're going to do is we're going to give it a variable and just go ahead and attach it. Oh, and say, so we got a little error. So what we did here, so we gotta put that in here. So on ready, right? So when we say practice shooting, what we're gonna do is stitch. Let's see. How are we going to create projectiles? Right. So, and from my understanding, I don't quite remember creating. Okay. So fireball that instantiate. Okay. So let's see. Projectile dot instantiate. And I think this is gonna air out. Yep. Non-existent calls for sprite 2D. Gotcha. Okay. So character body 2D. Okay, so what's up, right? Okay. Oh, we're going to script. Interesting. Okay. So let's see, resources path. Collision layer. Nope. So if we do save it, why? My question is, I'm trying to figure out why is it not showing up in here. Ooh, here we go. Script editor. Oh, no. We gotta keep that. Floor, moving velocity. Okay, that's... Ready, projectile, dot. Wow. Moving platform, collisions disabled, objects transform. So do I need to do this? Ready, pass. Okay. Oh, okay. So we also then have to add a thing called marker 2D. Generate position hinted for editing. Let's go take a look. And so the marker, you actually will see it, is actually just a little bit in front. Right. And we're gonna need the marker to be in front so that we actually can see it's shooting from that direction. So projectile instantiate. Yeah, let's just do this. Okay, and then hey, non-existent function instantiate sprite 2D. On a sprite 2D. Okay. You know what? Maybe what we don't need right now, we probably need is a mode 2D. And then we're gonna call this projectile. Non-existent essentially call for projectile. Get angle. Okay. So what I wanted to try to do is not. I'm trying to avoid. Try to make it a little more complex, but I think at this point we probably need to start shifting some things off into a different scene, different files, because what I try to do is instantiate, right? So what Godot does is it tries to, when you do an instantiate, it like by creating an object, the scene of it, like the actual thing, you know, the sprites and whatnot in a different scene, and you're going to import it to the main. It's actually you kind of are instantiating that the item. So gotta do create new folder. Okay, we're gonna set new scenes, and we're gonna create a new scene called projectile. Okay, projectile. And what we're going to do here is, so this new scene actually creates a new stuff, right? So by creating this, we're going to have to create the animated sprite. So, oops. Oh, you want just for right now? Sprite 2D texture placeholder 111 20 20. I think then I'm gonna add I think rigid body. Oh, let's do a static body. Collision shape 2D. And do a rectangle, right? 20, 20, 20. Okay. In here, we will go ahead and delete that. Over here. And instead, we do this. And say, hey, I'm going to instantiate this. And so what Godot does is like I said, I said before, it's like your main scene is like the stage. And so if you want things to pop up and appear, you then will have to go ahead and essentially instantiate things. So, instantiate so that they will appear. And so the changes that you make, let's say, hey, we need to adjust the sizing of the projectile by whatnot. This is like your basic template. You are actually go ahead and changing what the template is for that projectile according to the specifications. Now, that being said, right, go ahead. I think it's still a little bit difficult for me right now. So, right now, okay, looks like I got to go to the script. And then do okay. Tile. Duplicate user instantiate. Okay. So I think what I don't quite understand is how can we, so the objective right now is how can we get this little projectile that we have in here to show up in our actual scene. Right? Oops. In this one here. Right? Because right now it shows up in here, but we don't want it to. So yeah, I'm going ahead and let's just not. Let's go and take a look. How to instantiate not prefab a scene in Godot. Okay. Oh, okay, they broke it out. Oh, okay. So, this guy's going how to get node, create nodes as a child, and instantiate them. Okay. Methods by calling the node.getNode node method. Will this work? The child node must present the scene tree. Like this. Note that you get the user the name, not their type above. Nodes in there are. Hey. Node path. Okay, syntactical sugar. Okay. Oh. I'm an idiot. Okay. Alright. So, I'm guessing okay, you know, let's just do something. I want to test this out. Now it's just over your new node 2D. Projectile, huh? I wonder. No instance. Okay. Okay, we don't want enemy. So what's a little bit kind of mind-boggling is that I feel like it feels like that I kind of have to trying to get the object to appear, but it doesn't seem to want to. So uh-oh. Here, I'm gonna move that. I'm actually going to say okay. And so the reason why I'm doing this way is because I'm trying to figure out no 2D. I'm wondering Does this... Okay, so what is it that's going on? Script is player node. Okay. Notification of duplicate signal. Okay. You know what? Maybe I am making this more complicated than it needs to be. So... No? Oh, come on. Let's see. Come on. Oh. Wait, why? Filter search. Main process. I want to close. Discard. Okay. Okay. Oops, excuse me. Pardon me. Okay, I mean, I guess we can do it like that way. So var something equals get node collision marker Well, let's just try this out. Wait, hold on. Interesting. Okay. So get no projectiles. What? Break calculation. Bro. Okay, something's going funky here. Are they? Okay. So it looks like I gotta give a control node. Probably says enemy. Sprite 2D. Enemy sprite 2D. Probably put this in here. Okay. That's collision. Okay, scale in 100. Okay, you know what? Let's see. 700. 350. Ooh, okay. Okay, you know what? I gotta get this stuff working. Okay, let's say position the 100 and the 100. Alright, you know what? Let's do 300. Okay, so we think we should be fine. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what's going on? Looks like I broke something. What did I break? Wait. So... I have a feeling that we don't need this player for right now. Okay. Okay, so we're back to still the problem that we're having. And frankly, I quite don't know is how do we go ahead and instantiate this, right? And so, like I said before, when you're go through a game dev, you're working on specific parts. But when you're working by yourself, it's you by yourself. And so let's go ahead and actually send you another. Oh, okay. Exit. Oh, guys, I'm so stupid. Okay. So, the way you want to be able to get the scene is you have to do an export. Export, and then we're going to do a projectile. So, if I remember looking this correctly, Water scene. Oh, projectile. It's gonna be a notation. Scene to instantiate. It's a packed scene. And packed scenes are what? A simple request to a scene file provides access to operation and check to see the scene resources are there. Right? An abstraction of a serialized scene. Okay. So, okay, let's go back to our player. Now, here we go. So yeah, so unready and export are two different things. What you should be doing is you want to use that scene. You gotta, use export export instead. So I think we can then go ahead, drop it. New packs. Load. Okay. I'm curious now as to what is going on. Okay, let's do the script, pack scene, printing, shooting, projectile dot instantiate. Yes, this is what I wanted. I think you have to do something like this, or something, and okay. Let's go and get this. Oh snap! Holy crap! What is this? Okay. That was quite something. Here. Okay. Fire and... Okay. So, now we gotta look at this and open multiple tabs. Oh, so creating new stuff. Q.free, okay. Okay, so we kind of did a little bit of this already. So let's take a look here. Yeah, let me take a look. Oops. Let's see. Okay, nothing going on. Oh. Okay, so I'm just kind of exploring it to see how this can instantiate work. Oh, it's true. Okay. 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 So new scene dot position. You know what? Let's go ahead and test this out. Okay. Okay, so something dot position. Let's see what this part say. New scene dot position get. Ooh. You know what? Yeah, x is equal to 100 something dot position. Oh. Oh, okay. Goes to 100. So let's take a look. Oh. Okay. All right. You know, here, let's do this 0, 0. Oh gosh. Okay. So let's say maybe 50. 50. Okay, so we gotta gotten something here, right? And that something is 50, right? 50 from Y, okay. But if we do from 0, 0 position, it's gonna be kind of funky and weird. So I'm kind of on ready. So what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna use this marker 2D, right? This little marker 2D, which is in front, right? And all I do is for now, want to spawn marker. Okay. Marker dot X. Marker dot position. Okay. Dot Y. Whew. Oh. So okay, so it did push, but it's pushing back, and it's only doing it once. I have a feeling that it needs to be added afterwards. Ooh. So we probably okay. So because the way we're doing our collisions, right? The projectile is this big. It's about, how big is this? 20 by 20, right? Pixels. So if it's going to spawn here, that's no good, right? So we're going to have to move this, say 50. Yep. There we go. Now, so projectiles, right? I think I'm gonna go ahead and make this projectile go forward, so we're able to spawn it. Here, let me do something. Pew pew. Let's go to remote character. Oh, yep. Bunch. So we got a bunch now. Okay. So this feature, what we just showed you here, remote, is actually like a good way to kind of to test, make sure that you know what's actually doing inside the game. So you actually are able to go ahead and double check. If I can find my game right here, right? So right now you don't see the pointers, but if you shoot, hey, there's a projectile, right? It made one. But if I keep on pressing spacebar, hey, there's another one, and more and so forth. So, you know, one thing we'll have to do is first I gotta make it move. Right. So, okay. So let's go to projectile. I want to go ahead and touch a script called projectile 2D. And what I'm going to say, you know what, its position x plus equals 1. So what does this mean? I want to just go forward. Go this way. By doing this, we should probably be able to clear itself out. Woo! Ooh. Interesting. So it's following my movements. Okay. Alright. And we don't want that. We want it to just follow the global space of this. So 2D. So this character sprite. And so what we're going to need to do, marker dot I think it's a global position, but let's take a look. Oh. Okay. If I remember, my memory serves me right. Oh. That's not good. So this is not the right answer. Okay. Let's go ahead. Consult a bit of the manual. Okay. I should get state. Hey, how to projectiles to follow player position. Though. Okay. Let's see. Read the problem leads. I've seen this. Try to shoot 2 bullets. Hold the shift position. That's. Oh. Okay. So the bullet position of 1. So it's using the relative position. Hence, that's why we got. I think we got that little moving thing. I think. Doesn't. Yeah, bullets move with the player. Yep. Did our project go ahead and put some bullets. Body. Ooh, kinematic body 2D. What was that? Bullets move with the player. I'm not sure how to avoid it. Code. It's relative to position. You can place your bullets as a child. So, and so your bullets. Oh. Interesting. So we gotta get the root. Okay. Okay. So. Okay. So what do we learn? We probably will want to get the root. Sibling. Let's take a look. Oh. Okay, I see. Wow, that's a bit of annoying. Maybe I have to restructure this code to be doing something else. Okay. So, if I understand this correctly, right? So, right. So, okay. What's kind of happening right now is because of the way the parenting works, I have to add the bullets to one level up to the main level. And and that's currently right now. I will have to do a little bit of refactoring to move these, so like these characters could have their own scene, and it would be, we could call them in, instantiate them in. So, where I'm going, my thing is. Ooh, okay. So. I think what we can do. Okay, so we did this. Okay, so by adding it to the root, what we can do is, hey, get the marker. Position based off of the marker, but add it to the child. Oh. Oh snap. Really? Okay, hold on. Okay, so exposition +1. But you're doing it based off of... Okay. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out is... So I guess we kind of decoupled it, but it's, it's just moving at the top. No, we don't want to do that. So instead, we wanted to... What just happened? Give me a sec. Oh, okay. Level root, marker, position. Huh. Yeah. So the scene, get mouse position, right? But we want it to be... Help position of projectiles. POS. So we're not getting the mouse position, but we want to get based off of the marker. Marker 2D. Oh, whoa, okay. Okay, physics. Global dot position, or bullet dot instantiate. Shame position. Global. Here are the guns. Yeah, you know what? This one. This website was actually pretty good. It actually gave me a little bit of understanding of how does this stuff work. Okay, shooting we'll follow that. But so bullet pack scene, shoot, muzzle. Oh, dot transform. It was really that easy. So to fix this, okay, so now it's choosing a function of building the bullets. No mistakes to add the bullets as a child. Problem is that bullets are short of the player. They're affected when the player moves or rotates. Hence, right, the position is relative to the parent. So, oh, the transform. Okay, so we don't need to write something like this. We just do hey, transform bullet dot instantiate projectile dot instantiate root node owner. I'm guessing. Oh. So the root level is going to be hey, transform is equal to, what is it? Marker dot transform. Okay. Where's it going? No, that's not what I wanted you to do. Huh. So okay, we're going to stop this. You know, I really think probably don't necessarily need that. Okay, so we're following that. Global underscore translate global dot transform. Oh my goodness. Ooh. So, same way oriented. Gun, yeah, just attach marker 2D when you want the bullet to spawn, right? Shoot, the function of shoot is this. Bullets dot instantiate. Bullets dot instantiate. Projectiles dot instantiate. What is going on? Owner, right? And I'm curious. Marker dot global dot transform. So let's see if we can make so where I use which refers to the root node of the scene that the player is. Oh, okay. Alright. So it's a little bit correct. Yes. Oh, and here we go. Get to able to shoot at a very slow speed and okay. Okay, so it looks like we got some shooting capabilities done. But that being said, right, as we know earlier, that it needs, it needs to kind of clear itself out. Otherwise, Godot's not going to know that, hey, when to clear, what to clear out. So this is what we're going to do. So because of the way it's going through, right? So we want to just probably get the windows. So we can look at the other script here, right? You know what? Just say projectile bullet, you know. Right, rather than something, just say bullet. So it's pressing, we're shooting. Global marker transform. Okay, shoots out. Level will shoot out. We will probably need to kind of rectify this a little bit. But so far so good. And what, yeah, get the see, we will want to go here, go to projectile, grab that. Oh, oops. I think what I'm going to do is here. Window. If window is greater than or equal to window dot x free itself, q underscore free, and that way oh, really now? Okay. So that didn't work. Why is that? Because... So why is this? Here. Bar window. And I'm going to do this. Get the window size of this. So it's almost essentially like this. And then we could just do something like this. Right? Wait. If position... Oh, the position.x. If position.x is greater than that... Right? Oh gosh, that's way too slow. Const speed goes 50. Actually, we just did. I think we just did this on ready. I would just say pass on that. The speed. Go ahead and do that. Okay. Whoa. Okay. That might be too fast. Might be too fast. Let's go and do this. Okay, 25. Okay, you know what? Maybe 15. Let's check to see how much stuff is being built. Oh, and they're gone. Cool. So it cleaned up itself. Great. And now let's take a look. What's the problem? This. Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay. So looks like my little enemy just like didn't really. So if I don't do anything, one, oh, oh, okay. So what's kind of going on here? Enemy Godot, window gate position viewport. Let's hit bottom. If y is less position dot y. Okay, go up and down, right? Position dot y is less than 0. Do that. It's greater than or equal to 0. Or the windows, right? The window. Y, the window dot y, right? Then increase. So false. Wait, it's. Oh, if it's not false, then you increase it. Else, so if it's not hitting the bottom, then you increase it. Increase it, keep going down, go up. I'm not quite too sure why this one shouldn't change, right? Yeah. So it starts to become quite fearful. Like, oh hey. False. They subtract. Well, this was actually much more easier of a problem than the other one. Okay, so. Oh. So, what do we have here? Stack trace, output, 0. Again, looks like we got an issue. Yeah, it looks like we have an issue where its position is relative. So, relative, right? Hey, it's gonna go up. It's 0. So if I can understand this right, in this space, it's going down, up, down, down, up. This is 0, 0 for it. Right. Yep. I figured. Yeah. So again, right? Position does matter. Even if you're testing this out, so you gotta go ahead and actually make sure that it actually is positioned correctly. So what we will want it to do, I think this might be the global position. It's global position. Okay, so I think it's probably good for me to go and look up what's global position. It's vector 2D. Let's read upon this. Because Other than assembly this between the two, global position and position returns a different vector. Go to the node, which goes offsets from the parent, but global position is the world space. The world space. I believe it's better to have a global position and a local position. However, though, neither Godot nor Unity does it this way for some reason. Might make it easier. Those position to the parent. To its parent. Yep. So, okay. So I think by doing this, okay, so by doing this, I think we kind of resolved the issue here. Now, it should just move up, forward, and yeah, as you can see, right? So right now, we don't have a destroy aspect of it, but we kind of got from here, right? Here, there's a thing called tagging, right? And so instead what they did is, hey, they do the area 2D, but what we're going to do, since it's based off a collision, right, we used to set up our thing, we're going to go ahead and actually use collision instead. And great thing about this is that, you know, good thing about this is, okay, so what kind of happens, right? Because only over here in this code, right, they're using area 2D, so it's like a certain area, right? But with a collision, though, now you have the question of, okay, what happened, and who's kind of like the questions like the chicken or the egg, right? Who takes the damage and gives the damage, right? And in one perspective, it seems as if that they're both one and the same, two sides of the same coin. Meaning that, because the way how Godot does it is they use signals, right? They have signals. In this case, what is its signal? Ready, tree exit, tree enter. No. That. Huh. Interesting. So canvas, node, object, tree, enter. Mouse enter, input enter. It should have some sort of collision shape. Here, let me take a look. Oh. Sprite, oh, that's canvas. Visibility change. So we have a hit. Huh. Okay. So area 2D body enter. You know what? I want to do more of a collision, because an area enter can be used for quite a lot of things. Like, you know, for example, a sentry, right? You have a long range. Like, okay, you enter this certain area. I wonder if there's a collision. Collision shape, 2D signal. You need to use it as a body enter 2D. Okay. So instead, okay, so we're learning, right? We are learning about, oh, this one doesn't, oh, okay. So, okay. So the question, so I think, so rather than doing a static body 2D, right, let's see, let's go ahead. We probably will have to do a rigid body 2D. Rigid body 2D. See, it means when a collision of another physics body 2D or tile map contact. Okay, physics body 2D. And what does constitute physics body 2D? On heads, collision object. Oh, okay. Alright. Cool. So, I did this. And what I just did here is create signals. Signals in Godot, they usually they're like some sort of give some sort of I don't know what they give some sort of a alert, but they tell you if something there's like a contact between two objects together. In this case, right, rigid body 2D, right, we're having this projectile colliding with the enemy. Right, there's the player, but we kind of really don't care. So, out of curiosity, what's the name of this? Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, this would be a good project. So we're shooting it, but we're not necessarily having a collision between the two. And rigid body 2D, linear constant force, collision layer. Okay, you know what, let's just take a look. So go back to the main. Okay, you know what, let me go in there. Oops. Not rename, change type. Change type to physics. Oh, static body 2D. Okay. Okay. So I guessing the question becomes is, what? Enemies, rigid. Oops, probably not read it. Enemies use rigid body 2D Godot 4. Okay. Oh. Physics. Also, we use character body 2D. Oh, okay. Oh, Marble Madness? Okay. So, according to the comments, character body 2D then. Interesting. Okay. Well, we were going to have to change type. Casual, blah, blah. Character body 2D. Oh. Character. Okay. I guess I can just say enemy. For enemies. Oh, scene group. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Oh, let's... Okay, you know what? Oops. Let's take a look. I'm not... Yeah. I think at this point, as physics simulation character for characters moving by script. But I think it's probably better if we do this. At this point, we are literally going to disconnect. Yeah. And let's see, let's look at here. Instead of rigid body, area 2D. Right. Monitoring. Yep. And so we got node, area gonna say connected. Area 2D, right? So I want to do this. Area dot name. Who the heck? Oh man. So change type. Area. Let's see here. Print area name. Okay. Well, I'm not getting the results that I wanted. So, what do I do? Connect it to this. Hey. Print area, comma, area dot name. Right. So we had some sort of distinction between the two. Oh. Okay. So if it hits. Okay, so projectiles, right? Or projectiles. Area dot group. Okay. What I'm gonna do, I think what I'm gonna do is, this is probably gonna also be a queue free as well. Right. I'm gonna do. Yep. Oh, yep. That's good. Now so we are hitting the enemy, and so come back to here, right? Okay. We have the script, enemy sprites in here. Go back to here. Hey, we're gonna say, hey, if area okay, I mean, well, I think the question becomes is like, again, you know, going back to the chicken or the egg. So if I'm shooting and hey, something hits me and it's a bullet or a weapon, or, yeah, bullet, then I should be taking an attack. So this group for on, let me take a look. Group mobs. Well, I need to look at what the difference between is a scene group. Scene group and global group. Oh. Okay. Groups work like tags in other softwares. Okay. No. Okay. Okay, so it's a bit, so the more of a control aspect, more control. But I think for right now, we can do just a global group enemies. So this is part of the attack group. You know. Q_free. Okay. So what we have done so far here is we then said, hey, can we? Okay, when we're getting hit by an attack, we are actually going to, you know, destroy itself, right? So. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, wow, this is really interesting. Oh, it's not in any. What the heck? Okay. So it doesn't have any group. Okay. Yeah, I think the enemy should be the one who's accepting the damage on hit. Area entered. So on area entered, right here, let me do something. Projectiles, groups. Okay, let's go and delete. Let's go add. Okay. Ooh, not attacks. Rename. Attack. Oh, come on. Up. shooting area 2D. So I'm hitting it, but it's not saying like, hey, it doesn't care. Remove from group, add from group. You know what? I might. Yeah, I'm going to. Area. Wait. Oh, wait, this is enemy though. Yeah. Yeah, so, man. Okay, you know, go back to here. Go back to enemies. I'm going to disconnect it. And I'm going to connect this. Connecting from. Okay, let's see. Buddy. Yeah, you know, we'll just do that. Yeah, we're almost there. Oh. Yep. Okay. Mouse entered. So. You know what? This is good. This is actually good. I'm actually learning about how these function works. Okay. Yeah, when these, so AID, oh, okay, well, ooh, okay, nope, nope, definitely not this. Okay. So, gotta connect back to here. Okay. Yeah, so before it was very more easily to be told, to be found out. I mean, it was easy to be found out because. Oh, I said found out. I mean, like. Oh. Oh. Wow. Okay. That was very, very. A bit kind of stupid. But there you go. Okay. So we got some movements. We got some free stuff we can shoot. And it was an attack. So, and it, it destroyed itself. So that's really good news. Good news. Okay. So, as far as we can see here, right, we have to kind of instantiate things within the game, and so we kind of have our like some of a quasi win condition, meaning that we fire something, the enemy was moving, it's like the target is moving up and down, right? So as it move up and down, we kind of figure it out. Like, oh, okay. So now we have this interaction between the player and the in the environment. It's very, very basic, right? Very, very basic. There's that's that's that. Now, I think what we kind of have to do is like we're going to have to refactor this out. And let me see here. This is can be easily done. But go ahead and say, hey, why don't I go ahead, create a new scene, 2D. Well, definitely we're gonna need the player, right? It might be best to kind of have a player, but we don't need it. So let's say character body 2D, scene name. Gonna create the player, right? We're gonna move all the stuff down to here. Sprite 2D. Right. 50, 50. Character body, sprite 2D. And then you have a collision shape. I'm actually very hesitant about the collision shape, but so collision shape marker 2D. Yes, collision will need to have rectangular, and it's going to be 50 by 50. And let's say we're going to say this one, we're going to move this. this one by, say, 50, right? 50 for its local position. And then what we can do is then go ahead and attach. Here, I'm gonna go ahead, create a separate. I'm gonna go ahead and create a separate folder called scripts. Oh, what is this one? Player node. Oh, I'm gonna delete that one. And then I'm going to move scripts there. What's this one? Yeah, you know what? We're gonna need that soon. Enemies. Yeah, so let's go ahead and move that. Okay, let's go ahead and move that. Attach a script. Projectile scene. Script player. And so since we created this, we don't need that anymore. Rather, instead, we go ahead and instantiate the player. Right? Player in the scene. So let's go ahead and take a look. Where is our player? Projectile. Loop. Oop. Oh, projectile, huh? Oh, projectile, the player, and load scene projectile. There you go. And then you can see here it gets updated. So it helps to really manage what the situation, your organization, because once you add more features and functionality, it can get pretty hairy. And if we can kind of move things into where they should be, then that'll be awesome. That will help immensely. Okay. Scene, so create new scene. Okay, enemy type. You know what? I'm just say enemy. I know that later on we are. Ooh. Oh. Change type. Man. Change type. We're gonna have a sprite. Sprite 2D. Texture. Placeholder texture. Say 50. 50. Alright. And area 2D. Alright. So area 2D. Oh, collision. So add child node, collision shape 2D, and we will go ahead, add a rectangle, say 50, and by 50. Okay. So an area 2D, 50 by 50, and I think what we can do is I'm going to attach a script. Up, script, enemy. So now this guy can be going. Oh, area 2D. Select the signals. Area entered. Connect. Yep. All right. This is connected. And now what we can do is go ahead and delete that. Then we can move our characters into the scene. Go ahead and instantiate our enemies into the scene, and I'm hoping nothing breaks. Oh, and it's going to be assigned to object node 2D. Okay. So yep. So the issue with this one is that, hey, this is sprite 2D. Rather, we should just extend this to node 2D. There you go. And voila. We now have somewhat of a game. So we now have somewhat of a game. And this is pretty cool. Now we have things that are flying. Let me think. Main. If I can do something. Now let's see. So now, okay, so we refactored this, and now you have essentially, 3 different layers. You can say 3 different layers, and they are three different layers. Not 3 different layers. I'm sorry. You now have 3 different, separations already. Where before we were putting all of our stuff under the main, right, just to play around with it. But as you probably can kind of tell, it's like there's just different files. Just gotta look around here and there. It started to get a little bit more chaotic. And so my thought is now, okay, go ahead and compartmentalize it, move it to where they're supposed to be, and kind of templatize it. Once you do that, you can then make it, the changes to be more easier to do. Now you can spawn players, you can spawn enemies, and then you can also probably scale it accordingly. Now this main scene then should become the stage. So now you can it's like having your characters, or if you're young, you used to kind of play with your toys, right? Car toys in the scene, right? They can able to then control it. You can be like the producer. That being said, let's see what else we need to. Oh, projectile, huh? Need to move that. Okay. Here, hold on. Let's see. Okay. Now, I think since we kind of have just a little bit more of 5 minutes, kind of probably want to talk some things, kind of a little bit housekeeping. I initially had planned to do this from Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I kind of realized is that if I you pretty much if I want to reach out to everybody, folks, right, then I kind of need to kind of do this every day. I mean, for twofold reasons. One, yeah, it is, to kind of get more get people and get more content out. But and two, um, this is kind of actually really pretty fun, and actually would like to see this do more work on this. So rather than me kind of waiting until 10 o'clock and then start working on this, I can go ahead and probably do this now and stuff. So, I mean, like every single day. So, that being said, I am looking, yeah, to essentially do this Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, Saturday, Sundays is probably good days to just, relax and chill. But if you guys really like it to, kind of stream on Saturdays and other times, whatnot, just definitely, definitely let me know in the post or comments for this video. I definitely would be checking them out. Yeah. So, and if you like this video, definitely give it a sub. I know perhaps it might be not everything is right, but I would definitely love you guys to be on this journey, my journey, to see if this game development can be it for me, because I got lots of ideas that I actually wanted to do. I will say though is, during one of my game jams, I actually implemented the crying, not necessarily the crying system, but the concept, the idea of crying. I just work here. Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. Funny. Because I used to work at Target, and yeah, there were times where I kind of just wanted to cry. So, I think by going through this process, this is going to help me out a tremendous amount. Now, so definitely I would love for you guys to subscribe. There's even a Discord channel to as well. You guys can join in there. That'd be great. That way I can talk with you guys more, not off stream, and would love to build a community around you guys. So that being said, okay, if I'm going to be streaming dev every day, I think Monday through Thursday is going to be more on the development side. Friday we're going to kind of be playing some games to appreciate and to kind of talk about mechanics and whatnot. I think a good game right now that comes to mind, won't spoil it, but it's the art is fantastic. You probably heard about it. It's been made from art style very old, but made from scratch. So it's good. Yeah, and it fits with what I'm doing at this point. Now, getting to the part to where what's next, right? So we actually gotten the player to to some state, defeating the enemy, or just destroying the enemy. So I think we gotta flush out the win conditions, but I think we also gotta flush out the losing conditions. So we probably will want to introduce another enemy that's that could shoot back, right? And we want to also add that kind of interaction as well. It would involve, I think, a player movement, not player movement, enemy movement. Um, and I'm also thinking about like their entrances, so more like their spawning point. I think I could do it from code, but you know, just gotta try and see how can I implement it. And that being said, well, it looks like it's about 1:01 a.m. and again, thank you guys for watching. If you like the stream, just give me a holler, give me a comment, thumbs up, and hit the notification bell icon, so you get the latest update and uploads that will make. And with that being said, I will talk to y'all later, and have a good night. Bye bye.